Have you ever felt this deep, primal urge for something you can't quite put your finger on? It's not just wanting, it's deeper, darker, it's lust. On this channel, Man of Thoughts, we dive into the shadowy corners of the human psyche. Today, we're exploring a side of yourself you might not want to admit exists. We're talking about the 6 faces of lust. Desires that can consume you, control you, and ultimately destroy you. Buckle up, because things are about to get uncomfortable. Meet Mark. From the outside, he's living the dream corner office, 6-figure salary, the perfect family. But behind that carefully constructed facade, there's a darkness. Mark is driven by an insatiable lust for power. Every late night at the office, every deal he closes, every rival he crushes, it's all fueled by this need to be on top. He tells himself it's for his family, for their future. But deep down, Mark knows the truth. This isn't ambition, it's an addiction. He starts manipulating colleagues, sabotaging competition, even compromising his own morals, all to climb that corporate ladder. But as Mark claws his way higher, he starts to lose pieces of himself. His marriage crumbles under the weight of his neglect. His friends drift away. Mark is left alone at the top, surrounded by the hollow victories of a life consumed by lust. He achieved everything he ever thought he wanted, but at what cost? This is the danger of lusting for power. Our next case study is someone we might call the scholar. This is a person so consumed by the pursuit of knowledge, so obsessed with unraveling the mysteries of the universe that they lose sight of everything else. Imagine a dimly lit library, stacks of ancient texts towering like silent judges. This is the scholar's domain. They spend their days and nights here, poring over forgotten languages, deciphering cryptic codes, always searching for that one elusive piece of information. They believe that knowledge is power, the key to unlocking the secrets of existence. But their pursuit becomes an obsession, a black hole that sucks in everything else in their life. Relationships wither and die, neglected and forgotten. Their physical health deteriorates as they sacrifice sleep, food, even basic hygiene in their relentless quest for knowledge. The irony is, the more the scholar learns, the more they realize how much they don't know. This is the cruel paradox of lusting for knowledge. It promises enlightenment, but often leads to isolation and despair. Let's talk about money. We all want it, right? But for some, the desire for wealth morphs into something ugly. It becomes an insatiable hunger, a lust that devours everything in its path. Imagine a life where every thought, every action is driven by the pursuit of wealth. This is the reality for someone consumed by the lust for money. They chase after promotions, cutthroat deals, and risky investments, all in the name of accumulating more. But here's the thing about lust. It's never satisfied. Even when their bank accounts overflow, they're still haunted by this nagging feeling of never having enough. They become slaves to their own greed, trapped in a gilded cage of their own making. Relationships become transactional, friendships measured by net worth. The lust for wealth isolates them, turning them into islands of paranoia in a sea of supposed abundance. Chapter 4, the fame game. In the age of social media, everyone wants their 15 minutes of fame, but for some, that desire becomes an all-consuming obsession, a lust that drives them to extreme lengths. Imagine craving the spotlight so intensely that you're willing to sacrifice your privacy, your dignity, even your own identity. This is the reality for those consumed by the lust for fame. They chase after likes, followers, and viral moments, desperate for the validation of strangers. Every aspect of their lives becomes a performance, carefully curated to present a perfect, enviable facade to the world. But behind the perfectly filtered photos and the witty captions lies a deep-seated insecurity, a constant need for external validation. They become addicted to the attention, the fleeting highs of online praise. The irony is, the more they chase fame, the more hollow and unfulfilled they feel. The lust for fame, once a shimmering promise of happiness, leaves them feeling empty and exposed. Chapter 5. The pleasure trap. Let's talk about pleasure, the good stuff, the kind of physical gratification that makes you feel alive. There's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying the pleasures of life, but what happens when that pursuit becomes an obsession? Imagine a life where every decision, every relationship revolves around chasing the next high. This is the reality for someone consumed by the lust for physical pleasure. They seek instant gratification, whether it's through casual encounters, excessive indulgence, or reckless behavior. But here's the thing about chasing pleasure: it's a never-ending treadmill. The high is always fleeting, leaving you craving more, needing more to feel that same fleeting sense of satisfaction. Relationships become superficial, based solely on physical gratification, leaving them feeling empty and unfulfilled. The pursuit of pleasure becomes a prison, trapping them in a cycle of fleeting highs and crushing lows. Chapter 6. The Illusion of Control. We all crave a sense of control in our lives, but for some, that desire transforms into a suffocating need to control everything and everyone around them. Imagine a life lived within rigid boundaries, where spontaneity is an unwelcome guest and every detail must be meticulously planned. This is the reality for someone consumed by the lust for control. They micromanage every aspect of their lives, from their perfectly organized schedules to the actions of their loved ones. They believe they're creating order, but in reality, they're constructing a prison of their own making. Relationships become battlegrounds, with every decision, every disagreement seen as a threat to their carefully constructed sense of order. They push away anyone who dares to challenge their control, leaving them isolated and alone. The irony is, the more they try to control, the more chaotic their lives become. This is the ultimate tragedy of lusting for control. It creates a self-fulfilling prophecy of isolation and despair. So there you have it, 6 faces of lust, 6 desires that can lead us down a dangerous path. From the power-hungry executive to the pleasure-seeking socialite, each of these individuals is a cautionary tale, a reminder that true fulfillment can't be found in the relentless pursuit of any one desire. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. What are your deepest desires? What are you willing to sacrifice to achieve them? If you found this exploration of the human psyche intriguing, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Man of Thoughts community. See you in the next video.